Once was a land of woe and strife, where the people were bereft of hope. They prayed to their gods of might and light to deliver the heroes of old. Instead they got heroes. Did you hear the quotes in my voice of moral ambiguity? They may help or may not help you at all. Depends on what's in it for them. They kick and they punch and they maul and they smash. They lie and they scheme and they burn and they slash. Succeed or fail, it adds to the tale. Dungeons and Debacle starts now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. I am your host and dungeon master, Kevin. Going around the table, John.
Hello. I play Alunodas, Elven monk. He has a cart and pony who aren't currently in the episode because they're back at the entrance to this cave.
Okay, and Shane.
I'm Shane. I'm playing Alexander, the human bard wizard, and that's me.
And Hannah.
I'm Hannah, and I'll be playing Talia, the human rogue.
And Blake.
I'm Blake, and I'll be playing Juliet, the eldritch knight / wizard Dragonborn.
Okay, so the last time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast, you were still making your way through the tomb of Borsch Bonebreaker. You went up into one chamber, found a rune on the door that was a trap that was the holy symbol of Cord. You used your dispel magic scroll to get through that, and inside you found a bunch of spiders. You also found two half-orc bodies. One appeared to have been a priest who had a holy symbol of Cord around his neck and a ring of protection +1. After that, you made your way out of that chamber and found a rickety stone bridge that most of you were able to cross with not a lot of problems, although you almost lost Turin the barbarian as he fell through the bridge, but you were able to catch him as he was attached to a rope. So after the bridge, you made your way further south, where you found a large door with two suits of armor near it that have animated, and they have started to come toward you, and that's where you find yourselves now. So I'm going to have to ask everybody to roll initiative.
I can do that.
I do have hands.
Looks like I already did that. Unless that was from last time? No, that was definitely, I already rolled it.
All right, as it goes in most battles, Alunodas, you're going to go first.
Okay. Let's go ahead and, I think, run up the hallway and punch people. So, first attack.
So, are you moving in that area right there behind it?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
that open?
It is open, but I am going to need you to give me a dex save.
Can do. 20.
Okay, so as you run past the suit of armor to try to get behind it, you run up and put your back against this door, and you are going to feel something shift beneath your feet as these foot-long iron spikes shoot up through the floor. But as soon as you feel the floor give way, you roll forward and they barely miss your feet.
Booyah. Way to go, dexterity. So does that move me into a different square, or am I still standing in this square?
You'll probably want to move out of that square.
So, first attack. That's a 25.
That hits.
Okay, for 8 damage. Same suit of armor. 23.
Okay, that hits. And,
And now,
are you kicking these, punching these, using those knuckles? What are you doing?
punching them. Got those knuckles on, and I'm punching the hell out of them.
Okay.
And now I'm going to spend a chi point for flurry of blows on this suit of armor. Oh, that's 13.
That's going to miss.
Okay, kind of figured. All right, and that does it for Alunodas.
All right, next up is Alexander.
Zoo-wee. I actually get to go not last. It's been a minute. Does Juliet still have Detect Magic on? Is that a thing?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I am going to attempt to use Acid Splash on the first suit of armor.
Oh, by the way, guys, this area up here is trapped.
Define area up here.
By the door. There's a trap there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a dex saving throw for the dude.
Is that going to splash on me?
No.
Okay, then I'm okay with that.
And that is a ranged spell attack, right?
Correct.
Okay. What's your roll?
No, so they roll a dex, and then it's against my
Yeah, it's not a ranged spell.
spell DC.
Oh, okay. So dex save versus what's your DC?
Spell save DC, which is 14.
It passes.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happens then. Pass.
All right. Next up is this suit of armor that Alunodas has been attacking. It is going to turn to face you and raise this great sword above its head, and you can hear like this creaking and scraping as this rusted metal is trying to move. And ooh, that's a crit.
Shitballs.
So that's going to be 13 damage. And disarming strike. One target drops weapon and must use a move action to pick it up if the target's a magic user, but that doesn't affect you because you are always armed. So it rips your arm off. All right. So it swings down and is going to catch you like on the side of the arm, and it hurts.
Hurts a lot.
Yeah. Next up is Adel. He is going to run past Talia and attack this other suit of armor that's not currently being engaged. So his first attack is a 17. That's going to miss. And his second attack is a 24. That will hit for 12 damage. All right, next up is that suit of armor. It's going to attack Adel. That's a 15. That's going to miss. And next attack, that is a 12. That's going to miss too. Talia, you're up.
Alright, so I am going to move up just a little bit and throw my dagger at suit of armor number 1. That's a 12.
That's going to miss.
Alright, offhand, which I totally don't get back because that's thrown and not the special one.
Yeah, that's going to miss too.
Yay, that'll be my turn.
Didn't you pick up one of those adamantine daggers? Shouldn't you have 3 now?
Yes, I did. So I have an extra, but you know.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn. It's very exciting.
So next up is Turin. He's going to look at Adel and say, I'll show you how it's done. And then he's going to move up to that suit of armor. And he is going to take that adamantine spear that he found in the forge and attack with that. That's a 15. That's going to miss. And his second attack is a 23. That's going to hit for 8 damage. Next up is Juliet.
Alright, been saving this for a rainy day. Juliet's going to charge towards this suit of armor and use Shocking Grasp on it. And since it's made of mostly metal, this spell attack is going to have advantage.
Nice.
A 16 to hit.
That misses.
Alright, That is it for Juliet.
Yeah, so you reach out and you try to grab it and miss, and sparks go everywhere. Next up is Alunodas.
All right. Alunodas is somewhat hurt emotionally, and he's going to lash out at suit of armor number 1. So his first hit. Oh, that's a crit fail. Oh, wait. Nope, that's a crit fail.
Yep, so let's go ahead and roll that table first.
6.
That's embarrassed. You take disadvantage on all saves and skill checks for the rest of the day.
Okay, but I still get my second attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Second attack is a mediocre 12.
That's going to miss too.
Okay, and I believe that does it for the turn. Yep.
So, you take 2 punches and hit it like in the strongest part of its breastplate, and your fist just seemingly bounce off of it. Next up is Alexander.
Okay. I can't think of any reason not to use acid splash on these hunks of metal. Let's throw it again. Number 1.
Alright, that was DC 14, right?
Correct.
It saves.
Pass.
Next up is Suit of Armor 1. It is going to take a swing at Alunodas.
Of course.
That's a 23.
Yep, that hits.
9 damage.
9, you said?
Yes, a 9. And then it's going to take another swing at you. Oh my god, that's a crit.
God damn it, Kevin. You're doing this
question.
on purpose.
Let's finish this first.
It might be a response.
Okay.
So, if I use my Bard's Cutting Words on it and reduce it below its its current value, would that diminish the value of the crit? Know what I mean?
No, a crit's still going to hit. Plus, you also have to use it before the hit's determined.
Yeah, but you haven't. I mean, you just said it's a crit. You didn't say it hit.
Crit automatically hits.
Yeah, I got that, but it's that's whatever. I just want to make sure it wasn't something that I could do.
I could let you try to diminish the first attack if you want to try that.
Wait, is Cutting Words even I thought it was a bonus action, not a reaction.
It's use a reaction to
Gotcha.
use it. I don't think I can reduce the damage that it does.
No, Cutting Words is you reduce the to hit number. So, for instance, the first attack was a 23, so you could try to reduce that down to below Alunodas' armor class.
What's his AC?
18.
18? Let me see if that's even possible.
You'd have to get a 6, which I think Cutting Words is just a D6, is it? Or is it a D10?
It's equal to my Bardic Inspiration die, which I think is a D6. Let me check. Everybody cross your fingers for a 6.
My fingers are crossed.
Nope.
That is not a 6.
It is not. I got a 4.
It did not work.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Alright, so the first damage you took would have been 9 damage. Second damage you took on the crit is 17. And then I won the crit table.
Wait, the second one was also a crit?
No, the second attack was the crit. The first attack wasn't.
Okay. Alright.
So the first one was 9 damage. The second one was 17 damage. And the crit table is bleeding out. You cut your opponent deep or cause internal bleeding. Target takes 1d4 damage each round. Con save ends.
I am unhappy.
So that is 2 damage. And then I'm going to put a condition on you so we know to roll that save for you each round. All right. Next up is Adel. Adel is going to take a swing at this suit of armor number 2. The first attack is a crit fail.
You're doing this on purpose. I know it.
That's a 17. Attacker gets combat advantage on next turn.
We can fight blobs and spiders, but as soon as we fight suits of armor...
All right. He's going to take his second attack. That's an 18. That's going to miss. Next up is that suit of armor who now has advantage on Adel. That's 23. That'll hit for 10 damage. And a 16 on the second one. That's going to miss. All right. Next up is Talia.
All right. So I'm going to come over here so that I have advantage on this suit of armor. I'm going to try to stab that suit of armor somewhere where it's vulnerable. For 14.
That's going to miss.
And my offhand. Ooh, 25.
Oh, that hits.
For 2. I'm going to use my sneak attack.
Okay.
For an additional 7.
Okay. Your offhand, which dagger were you using? Your regular one or your adamantine?
The adamantine one, which
Okay.
I would have also had on me, if that makes sense.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. Just the 9 damage total.
All right. Talia finds a gap in this thing's armor and stabs through. Once you get it in there and try to pull it out, there's like no blood or anything. So you're guessing that these things are hollow.
Well, that's exciting. I hope that actually did something to it.
Turin's going to move up and is going to take his spear and attack that suit of armor number 2 that Talia just attacked. That's an 18. That's going to miss. And the second attack's an 18. That'll miss too. Next up, Juliet.
Alright, gonna take another smack with this shocking grasp. Another 16 to miss. That's it for Juliet.
Alright, next up is Alunodas.
Alright, how much room is there to the right of the suit of armor number 1? Can Alunodas stand there?
So I've just highlighted where that trap is. You could probably wedge yourself in there, but you're not gonna have... you're gonna be like right up against the spikes.
Okay.
But I'll let you move there.
Alright. Oh, the Step of the Wind. Step of the Wind. Spend a chi point for Step of the Wind so we can disengage from suit of armor 2. And now, attacking suit of armor number 1 with advantage. 19 for the first strike.
That's gonna miss.
22 on the second.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that is a total of 8 damage there. Let me check on something. And that will do it for Alunodas' turn.
Give me a con save.
Ah, yes. 20!
That'll pass. So you are no longer bleeding. So you get one good lick in and grab your side and bunch up your robes.
I punch myself whole.
All right.
Like Kylo Ren at the end of Force Awakens.
Alexander, you're up.
Yep. Can I use a bonus action to make a perception check to see like how Alunodas looks?
Sure. I'll
To
let
try
you
and
do
get a
that.
gauge on his health.
But I'm gonna let you'll do it at a disadvantage because you can't really see him because you'd have to. You got Juliet turn and the suit of armor all
Right.
blocking him.
You only need to do it once.
We'll just take the first one. So that's an 18. You are seeing some blood at Alunodas' side where this great sword hit him, and he's kind of like favoring it and trying to staunch the blood with like his arm. But
Okay.
he's looking pretty rough.
I will use Healing Word on him at a level 1. I'll use a level 2.
What's
I'll use
the
a level 1
range
spell
on that?
slot. Say again?
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Okay. And you're using it as level 2?
Level 1. So 1d4 plus my charisma mod, so 6.
Alunodas put in the chat. Pretty rough for Kevin equals way almost dead.
Restore for 10 health.
Thank you very much, kind sir.
Yeah, I have 3 level 1 slots left. And pass.
And don't forget you've still got inspiration and you haven't taken an action yet either.
Thought it counted as an action. Oh yeah, it's a bonus action, huh? Yeah, I will use my main action to hurl a thing of acid at him, man. I'm gonna do it suit of armor numero uno.
He passes.
Rip. Pass.
And don't forget you got inspiration too that you can dole out. You should have, 3 of them after your short rest?
Yeah, I have 2 now since I used an inspiration to try and lower his thing.
Gotcha.
For cutting words.
Alright, so suit of armor number 1 is going to turn to Alunodas again. And that's a 15, that's going to miss.
Finally.
And a 25.
God damn it.
For 12 damage. Alright, so you all are going to see this suit of armor take a swing at Alunodas, and Alunodas ducks and it goes over his head, and then it pulls the sword back again and stabs him in the side. And you're going to see Alunodas go down on one knee. Adel's up. He is going to attack this suit of armor that he's been attacking. It's a 14 that's going to miss, and a 17 that's going to miss. Next up is suit of armor number 2 that has... He had advantage last round. He doesn't have advantage anymore. So I'll take that token off of Adel. He's going to take 2 swings at Adel. First one's a 23, that's going to hit. And the second one is a 21, that's going to hit. It's for combined total of 22 damage.
Yeah.
So you see this thing just take 2 swings at Adel, and he's going to get him on the one of the shoulders, and then turn around and hit him in the leg. And you see Adel stumble back. Next up is Talia.
Alright, so I'm going to stay right where I am and stab again with my dagger. 13, and then my offhand. 24!
That'll hit.
And I'll use sneak attack. So 8 damage total.
Alright, so you're going to stab at this thing. And the last dagger, when you stab it into the base of its neck, its helm is going to fall off.
Well, that's interesting. Do I see anything under the helm?
Nope, just air.
Not creepy at all. That'll be my turn.
Next up is Turin. Turin is going to see out of the corner of his eye Alunodas take a knee. So he is going to turn around and attack this one that is on top of Alunodas. First attack is a 26. That's going to hit. And the second attack is a 12. That's going to miss. So this thing's going to take 10 damage. Alright, next up is Juliet.
Alright, here we go. Shock and grasp again.
With advantage, though.
Ooh, a natural 20.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the crit table for me.
So 13 on the crit table.
Alright.
And I have no idea what that did, but...
The 13 is your attack so intimidating, the target cannot take an action for 1 round. But this, he's immune to those conditions. And
Gotcha.
when you hit him with the shocking grasp, you just see the lightning, the electricity of this just arc down to the ground, and it doesn't seem to have any effect.
God damn it.
I felt so bad for you. Like, you kept casting that. I was like, it's going to hit.
Wasting
He's
my
going to keep doing it.
fucking
And he's
time. God damn. Alright.
All right.
I'm a magic user. I can manipulate the arcane forces of reality. Bleh.
But apparently I can't hit shit anyway.
Well, you hit it. It just didn't have any effect.
It took me 3 rounds and I did nothing.
Alunodas, you're up.
Alright. No guts, no glory. Time to punch this fucker to death, yeah? Yeah. So, first attack. God damn it. Only 14 to hit.
That's going to miss.
And second attack, 24.
That'll hit.
So that second attack did 6 damage. Now he's going to spend a chi point for a flurry of blows. And the first flurry of blows, 20.
That hits.
Okay, and the second, only 12.
Oh, that's going to miss.
Alright, so that's a total of 15 damage, and I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, is there room? There is not room for that, so I'm going to try knocking it prone. DC 14, it's a dexterity save to prevent being knocked prone.
All right, he's not immune to that. What was the dexterity save?
DC 14.
Con? Or strength?
No, it's dexterity.
Oh, dexterity?
Yep.
Nope, he makes it.
He made it? I don't know.
He critted
It
it.
wouldn't have done too much good.
All right, so Alunodas, down on one knee, musters his chi and just starts punching on this thing.
Dragon Ball Z style.
Yeah.
Just punch.
So
Mostly does nothing.
the last punch you get in, you are going to punch this thing in the leg, and the leg is going to fall off, and it's going to go down to its knees. All right, Alexander, you're up.
Let's go. I am going to... I'm trying to think there's it, because I don't think arrows are really going to do anything. And I am not even close to as good at hitting things as Alunodas and melee.
Well, you do have that +1 crossbow, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And damage is damage.
Let's
Unless
try.
they have resistances.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because they're just literally hunks of armor. Let's shoot a crossbow at good old suit of armor 2. 20.
It's a hit.
3 damage.
All right. So you take your crossbow and fire it, and hit it in the chest, and it actually goes through and is poking out the back of the armor.
Neat. Pass.
And Talia is just sort of staring at this point of armor, or arrowhead pointing at her.
That could have been real bad.
Suit of armor 1 is up again, and it likes you, Alunodas.
Of course it does.
That's a 14. That's going to miss. And the second one is a 9. That's going to miss.
Hooah!
Adel's up. He is going to attack this suit of armor again. That's a 16. That'll miss. And that's a 12. That'll miss. I don't think
That's
Adel's...
with advantage? Damn.
All right. Next up is suit of armor number 2. He attacks Adel. The first one is a miss. And the second one's a miss. Talia, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna keep going with the stabby thing. That's a 22.
That's going to hit.
I'll use my sneak attack for an extra 12. And then I can still hit with my offhand, yes?
Yep.
And that's a 20 for an extra 2, so that's 19 damage total.
Okay. So you take your first dagger and you stick it in there, and you could feel it go home, but it doesn't seem like it should be doing as much damage as it should. But when you sink the adamantine dagger in, even though you get like a glancing hit on it, it seems like it does more damage.
Interesting. I will inform my fellow travelers of my suspicions. Hey guys, my adamantine daggers seem to do more damage to it. Heads up.
Fortunately, at this point, I think we all have adamantine weapons except Alexander.
And me.
You didn't... I guess you didn't switch out your thing for the glaive.
Alright, so Turin is going to stab at the suit of armor that's attacking Alunodas. That's a 17, that's going to miss. And the next one's a 16. He passes. Juliet, you're up.
Okay, Juliet takes out her halberd and... God damn it. I know I'm going to roll a natural 1 on this, so... she's going to take a swing at it. Hey, a 16's a miss.
You have
That's it
advantage.
for Juliet.
Yeah, you have advantage.
I have advantage? Oh, shit. 22. Holy shit.
That hits.
That's 10 damage slashing.
You slash down across the back of this thing, and it doesn't seem like it should be doing as much damage as you think it would, because you got a solid hit on it. Next up is Alunodas.
All right. I think, just to mix things up, I'm going to punch this guy.
That's so unique.
Then the first one is just a 16. Next blow is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And let's go ahead and do Flurry of Blows. That's another chi point. Oh, hasn't made much difference so far. So 21.
That hits.
And 16.
That's going to miss.
Okay, so that's 14 damage. And we're going to try and... Well, I want to see what happens when I push him. So it's a strength save against a DC of 14.
He critted.
And I guess nothing happens.
All right, is that it for you?
That is.
All right, Alexander.
14 damage that turn.
Yep, I got it. Alexander, you're up.
You got it. Eye in the sky. Let's try and shoot down suit of armor number 2. 11.
That's going to miss.
I will pass the turn.
All right, next up is suit of armor number 1. It's attacking Alunodas again. That's a 16. That misses.
Crit fail.
And 22.
That's not a crit fail.
7 damage.
The elf is down.
So he swings. You're kind of at the same level now, because you're both like down on your knees, and it takes a swing, and you're able to manage to dodge the first one, and then the second attack is going to hit you in the head, but it's like a glancing blow, and it just knocks you out. So Alunodas is down. Next up is Adel. He is going to attack the same suit of armor he's been attacking. 15, that's going to miss. And 13, that's going to miss. Alright, suit of armor number 2 is going to attack Adel. It's a 22, that's going to hit. And an 18, that'll miss. So he's going to take 8 damage. So you guys are going to see Adel stumble back. He's kind of holding himself up with a sword right now. And you hear him cursing at this thing and, "Fuck you!" and spits at it. And blood comes out and lands, splatters on the thing's chest. Talia, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to stab him again. Pretty much one trick pony. 21.
That hits.
And I'm gonna do my offhand, and then I'm gonna use my sneak attack on my offhand. Maybe, or should I go ahead and do my sneak attack? I'll do offhand for 17. That misses.
Yep.
I guess that's it. It was 6 damage with my first dagger.
All right. Next up is Turin, who's going to attack the one that just took Alunodas down. And Turin's like, "You rusty box of bolts." And attacks, that's a 24, that's going to hit. And the second one's a 25, that'll hit. 25 damage.
Way to go, barbarian.
So you're going to see him like take his spear, and you see the helm and one of the arms of this thing comes off. Next up is Juliet.
Alright, let's ineffectually keep attacking with the halberd. 20 to hit.
That hits.
It's going to be 9 slashing damage. And that's it.
Alright, so you swing down at the back of this thing, and it drops the sword, and all of the armor just falls apart, like it was being held by like a magnet that got turned off. So that suit of armor is out of the picture.
Clattered blood.
Alunodas, you're up. Give me a death saving throw.
That's a 6.
That's your first fail.
So it is.
Next up, Alexander.
Let's go. I'm going to use my main action to shoot suit of armor number 2 again. 21.
That hits.
5 damage. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to use a level 1 spell slot for healing word on Alunodas.
Alright.
For 8 healing.
So that brings Alunodas from the brink of death. Next up is Adel. Hey, he finally hit. That's a 23. And a 13, that's going to miss.
Is that the first time he's hit this whole time?
I think it is.
God damn it.
All right, but it's a pretty solid hit. He hits this thing, and one of the arms comes off of it. Suit of armor number 2 is up. It's going to attack Adel. It's a 12.
Single-minded is too kind a description for these things.
The first one is a 12. The second one is a 21. That's going to hit for 10 damage. And you see Adel go down to his hands and knees. Talia, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna stick with what's working. I'm gonna hit him with my dagger.
You're gonna stick with sticking him?
Yep, that's a 21.
That hits.
And sneak attack. And then my offhand for 24. So 10 total damage.
That is the second lowest amount of damage you could have done with a sneak attack.
I know.
So you attack this thing, and it basically, the lower half of this like comes apart, and the only thing left are the arms and the torso, but it's still like crawling its way towards Adel, which they're both kind of on the same level now because he's down on his hands and knees and he looks really bad.
I'm gonna start giggling just because of how absurd this is. Just, for ambience.
Turns up, he's going to attack the suit of armor. But before he does, he kind of like pulls his spear back for a second, and he looks at Adel and looks at the suit of armor, and the suit of armor is like clawing its way towards him as, Adel's clutching his side and bleeding out, and says, I kind of want to see how this plays out.
Hello, fucking L.
And then he says, fuck it. And he takes his spear and stabs down at the suit of armor. And misses.
Critically
Stabs
missing.
again and misses
Hitting
again.
Adel. If only.
So he misses this thing twice, and give me an insight check.
Who?
Anybody who's standing there.
I can't because I'm unconscious.
I am not nearby.
6.
17.
Yeah, so after he says that and stabs down, you're not quite sure if, he meant to miss or not after saying that.
If you wait a couple of minutes, then we could rid ourselves of a serious problem.
Next up is Juliet.
Alright, well, since those three have this thing handled, I'm gonna go over to Alunodas and attempt to stabilize him.
Shane already did that.
Oh, Shane already did that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's conscious now. He's got 8 hit points.
Why are you still death marked, man?
Oh, I didn't know I was conscious.
What is this? Alright, well, in that case, Juliet takes her halberd and takes a swing at the suit. A 22 to hit
That'll hit.
for 10 damage, and that's it.
Alright, describe how you take this thing out.
Well, since it's on the ground now, Juliet just kind of looks over Turin and one-handed almost drops it down, and it bonks off its head as the thing just kind of clatters apart.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are now out of combat. And Adel and Alunodas are looking really rough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't we just give you guys a short rest?
Mm-hmm. I didn't really need it. This is the first time I got hit since we entered this dungeon, I think.
Hit repeatedly.
Over and over with several crits.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, I thought you were going to take out our 2 heaviest hitters, and then we were going to die.
I was kind of worried. I was like, if I take out Adel and Alunodas, this might be over really quickly after that. All right, so Adel says, I need a breather.
Yeah,
And-
so do I.
And he's
Doesn't
gonna
Adel have healing?
yeah, he's going to cast lay on hands on himself.
Should we do another short rest just so that we can expend some healing dice.
Actually, he can't use Lay on Hands. He already used it, and it recharges on a long rest, which we haven't taken yet.
He actually didn't. He used Cure Wounds.
What?
What a
Crazy.
twist.
And he is going to spend the rest of what he's got left of his hit die. Unless you guys want to take a long rest.
We should. Or at the very least, a short rest.
When was the last time that we took a long rest? How long have we even been in this place? Like an hour?
It's been a long time. It was before we got to the orc camp.
I think it was before you even got to Ashfell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the Prophet's camp.
Told you guys we should have taken a rest in the city, but no.
You guys have basically been Skyrimming this shit. Yeah, so at this point, it's probably been like 2 days since you've had a long rest.
Yeah, let's just long rest here.
This is a safe enough spot. Anything that tries to get at us will be coming over the bridge.
Exactly what we need, a collapsed bridge.
Alright, so is that the consensus, or are you taking a long rest?
We are taking a
Yep.
long
Yes.
rest. So
Can I
much
use some
farther.
of that time to try to figure out the trap and see if I can dismantle it? Like really study it?
Oh, absolutely.
What do I need to roll for that?
Give me a investigation check.
21.
Yeah, so you are going to find a stone that's inset into the door, and you press it, and then the spikes go down, and then you're able to find a mechanism to release that trigger so they won't come back up.
Good job, Talia.
Trap taken care of.
Booyah. And since we're going by Baldur's Gate rules, that means that everybody gets 500 experience.
You must gather your party before adventuring forth.
So for a long rest, everyone's able to expend a hit die.
Long
you get
rest, you regain
roll.
everything.
Oh, sick.
Yep.
Short rest, you expend hit dice.
Got it.
All right, let's see what nasty is around the far side of this big old door.
All right, so you're long resting. Is anybody going to set a watch?
I mean, we should.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds like a terrible idea. We could all just get some rest.
And then die to spiders. I'm gonna say watch.
Alunodas will take the last watch.
Talia can take the first one. She didn't need to heal or rest that much, actually.
All right. What are you using for a light source right now?
We have Alejandro.
His light spell only lasts for 1 hour.
Oh, true.
Do we have any torches or?
Well, you
anything
can
we
cast
make a
light
campfire
spell
with?
as a cantrip once every hour or whatever, so...
Yeah, I can do that. I'm sure one of us has torches.
Alunodas probably does not.
I
Is it-
have 10 torches, so if you guys want to burn through 8 of those... Or 6, I forget how long a long rest is these days.
I think it has to be at least like 8 hours, 6 hours.
Yep,
We'll
8
say-
hours long.
We'll say you guys figure it out if you've got some torches.
Alright, so I'm down to 2 torches, but...
We have torches and a light spell and 2 people who can see in the dark.
All right, so as you guys are settling down for your rest, you're going to hear Turin start ribbing Adel. And he was like, that was so funny. You and that the suit of armor, it looked like 2 babies crawling towards each other.
To the death.
And Adel's ignoring it. And he was like, I missed on purpose, don't you, big man? Just wanted to see what would happen if you got down to, like, you trying to bite it. Like a baby. And Adel's like, shut up. And Turin just starts, like, cackling. All right, so who's taking first watch?
Talia's.
All right, give me a perception check. So 9. You don't hear anything or see anything go on during your watch. Who's taking second watch?
I'm taking second watch.
All right, give me a perception check.
That is a 19.
Okay, so about halfway through your watch, you are going to hear like some roaring come through this door, but it sounds like it's pretty distant.
Does it sound familiar at all? Is it like a natural type of roar, or like the roar of a rushing river, or...
It's kind of sounds like a cross between like maybe a large bird and like a forest fire.
Dear God, the fire raptors. They've come from the Jurassic period.
So that's the end of your watch. Who's in Alunodas? You've got the last one.
Yep.
All right. Give me a perception check. 19. So, Juliet, do you tell Alunodas what's going on, or what you heard before you lie down?
Yes, absolutely. There's stuff beyond the door, and it sounds like fiery birds, if that makes any sense.
Oh, the fire raptors. Yeah.
So, Juliet, you settle down for the night, and Alunodas, early into your shift, you're going to hear that happen again twice, and then some like crashing. But it sounds like it's muffled, and it sounds like it's far away, coming from behind that door.
Okay.
All right, so you guys make it through your long rest. At this point, you think it's probably like early morning, like maybe 3 o'clock or so in the morning. But that doesn't really have much meaning down here because there's no light. But everybody's able to rest and heal up, and you get your spells and abilities back. You're all probably fixing, getting something to eat together before you go on. And
I inform everyone about the distant crashing and roaring that I heard during my watch. Sounds like there's something far away on the other side of the door.
And Turin says, well, maybe Adel can crawl towards it and bite it like a baby. He's like, shut up, fam.
Your Oliver impersonations are too spot on. I don't, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen Kevin and Oliver in the same room together.
Actually, I think I have met you once at Oliver's. I think it was after Steven's birthday. Weren't you there?
Possibly.
I think it was like 2 years ago. He had a big birthday party.
I was not there 2 years ago.
Okay.
I've been in sunny California since March of 16.
So exactly 2 years ago, when you could have met them, you were in something. That's too much of a coincidence. I don't buy it.
So anyway, you guys, you're up and you've eaten, and Talia, you going to take a look at the door?
Yep.
So this is a basically it's kind of like a lighter color stone, like a granite door and door frame that's built into this natural cavern that goes through here, but you can see where some of the cavern's been hewn to put this door in. And on the door is a depiction of what you think is probably Borsch Bonebreaker, because it's a half-orc holding the sword that Adel currently has over his head.
I will let my everybody else know, like, hey, I think this is a picture of that one guy that we're trying to find his belt or whatever.
So the door itself is heavy stone, and it is about 10 feet wide and 9 feet tall.
I'm going to look for some kind of opening mechanism of some sort.
Okay, it's a double door, and it appears to have a keyhole on one side of it.
Is the keyhole in Borsch's butt?
No, it's his dick.
Oh, God.
So you gotta touch it.
I will see if there are any other traps that could be triggered before I proceed.
Okay, give me a investigation check. 10. It doesn't look like it's trapped.
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and see if I can open the door, see if it's even locked.
You try it, and it's locked.
Okay, I'll try to unlock it.
20. So, you put your lock picks in, and this is a tough one. You work on it for probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and you're kind of getting frustrated with it, and turns like, you having any trouble there?
Yeah, it seems to not want to unlock with my picks.
And as soon as you say that, it pops.
Or I'm just, wrong.
So is he being condescending because she's a girl or because she's young?
Probably just because it was taking so long and he was getting impatient.
Alright, it's unlocked. I am not going to be the first one to open the door, though.
Alright, I will. Juliet step forward and opens the door.
Okay, so as soon as you open this door, there is like a rush of hot air that feels good to you, but the rest of the party, it kind of almost makes you kind of nauseous. And then
what
after,
does it smell like?
It kind of smells sulfury. But after a few seconds, the initial rush of hot air goes by you as it escapes. So you think it's probably been like trapped down here for a long time, and then after a few seconds, it kind of dissipates and cools down.
That was weird.
And I think entirely irrelevant. It won't forebode anything.
And I think that's probably a pretty good place to end it. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. If I could ask a halfling-sized favor, give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's the best way to support us. New episodes come out every Monday, so make sure to check your podcast app. Do you have an idea to make the podcast better? Tell us about it on Twitter or Facebook. You can also check out our website to see all the maps, lore, and characters at dungeonsanddebacklespodcast.com. And now a word from our fantasy sponsor.
Matt Cedric's got the deals.
I'm Matt Cedric of Matt Cedric's Discount Goods and Adventurers Emporium. Is your cleric a creep? Is your druid a drag? Try our healing potions. They put pep in your step and get you back in the fight. A healing potion will never try to convert you to a god or get into a moral debate with you. Just drink it and feel better about the decisions that led you to your current situation. Try our new flavors exclusive to Matt Cedric's Discount Goods and Adventurers Emporium. Berry Blitz, Melon Melee, and Arctic Chill.
Side effects may include delusions of grandeur, increased risk of infection, drowsiness, impotence, headache, and bloody stool. Ask your cleric if healing potions are right for you.
My prices are so low, I'm practically giving this stuff away. How do I do it? Don't worry about it. Come on in to Mad Cedric's Discount Goods and Adventurers Emporium. We have convenient locations in a city near you. Just talk to the town guard for directions. Mad Cedric's Discount Goods and Adventurers Emporium, where the only thing madder than me is the savings.
Mad Cedric's got the deals.
The music you heard on this episode was Unholy Night and Rights by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. CreativeCommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.